Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to make your distance time graph. Here is the front side of your worksheet. On the back side of your worksheet, or if you printed it off on the other sheet, you will have a piece of graph paper. Now what you have is you're comparing 5 different things here: the walking person, the wheelchair racer, the galloping horse, the water skier, and race car. You can see that each is traveling at a different speed, with the walking person going the slowest at 1.4 meters per second and the race car driver going the fastest at 96 meters per second. What you're going to do is take this information and you are going to make a time or a distance time graph. Now, it's very important that you pay attention here what I am going to do. I am going to pull up your graph paper. So here is your graph paper. Now mine looks a little different from yours, so I can show you what to do. We are also going to need a calculator. Okay, so I'm going to go back to 0 here. And if you remember, the person was going at 1.4 meters per second. What we're going to do is plot a point for each one of these times. So all you have to do is take the speed, in this case 1.4, and multiply it by the time. Okay, one of the things you do. When you do that, what do you get when you take speed times time? You get distance. Okay, so if I take 1.4 and I multiply by 2.5, I know I've traveled a distance of 3.5. So I am simply going to come across. The first thing I'm going to have to do is plot a starting point. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to grab my green pen here and I'm going to make me a little dot right there. Okay, again, I'm going to try to do this just a little better. See if it'll let me do. There we go. I had to hit the draw button first. I'm going to put a little dot right there to start with. And then I'm going to go over and I'm going to go over 3.5. Well, 3.5 is just going to be right over there. So somewhere in here, I am going to have a dot for 3.5. Not very much, barely above the I. And I'm going to continue doing that all the way out. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to type in my 1.4. This time I'm going to multiply by 5. And that's going to give me 7. Well, now what you have to realize, each line of these is worth 20. That's one of the first things you do in graphing, is filling out what your lines are. So again, I'm going to draw with my pen and I'm going to go to where 7 is. So over here, where's 7? 7's a little less than halfway. Halfway up would be 10. So just a little less there, just slightly higher, about twice as high. I'm going to make a dot right there. And I'm going to continue this process for all of my points. Now I'm going to go times 7.5. And I'm at 10.5. So again, I go to draw. 10.5 is roughly about halfway. So I'm going to go up here to where 10 is. Or as close as I can get to that, I'm going to make a dot. Okay, I bring my calculator, or I take my calculator, 1.4. I'll multiply that times 10. Obviously, that's going to be 14. So I'm going to hop back over here. 14 is just about 3/4 of the way up. 15 would be 3/4 of the way. So as long as I'm close, I'm going to be pretty happy here. I'm just going to make a dot right there. And then finally, I'll run all the way out here to 1.4 times 12.5 equals 17.5. So again, I draw 17.5 is just going to be slightly higher. And there I have my dots for my person. Okay. So the next thing that I have to do is simply go through and play connect the dots. I'm going to draw a line that goes from one dot to the next. So to draw my line, I'm actually going to go over here and grab a shape, and I'm just going to draw a straight line. And I'm going to go from here. Again, I'm going to take that line, I'm going to place it on my 0, and I'm going to run it right over here to this line. And there I go. So now I have a line that's passing through all of my points, and I can make that line a little darker on mine. So there is my first line with my green dots. Okay, I have my walking person. Okay, now what I would do, again starting from 0, 0, but this time I'm going to hop back over here. And I'm going to go to the wheelchair racer, and the wheelchair racer is 7.3. Okay, so again, 7.3 times 2.5 equals 18.25. So you can see that's much higher here. So I'll go back to my draw. I'm going to change colors. I'm going to grab purple this time. I'm going to hit draw. Get it to work here. There we go. And I'm going to go over here to where 18.5 would be. That would be just below the 20. And you would draw a dot. So there's my thing. And then I pull up my calculator. Okay. Again, so that I remember. Sorry about these pops-ups. I'm dealing with 7.3. So I'm going to take my calculator. 7.3 times 5 seconds. Now I'm at 36.5. So I'm going to take my purple one. I'm going to go with 5 seconds. There's 20. There's 40. 30 is going to be halfway in between there. If you remember again, my number was 36.5. So I'm going to again go over here. There's 20, 40, 30 is a halfway. So just above halfway, I'm going to make my dot. Okay, pull my calculator back up. 7.3 times 7.5. Now I'm at 54.75, 55 if I round that, so 20, 40, 60, 50 is halfway in the middle, so 55 is going to be about right there. So again, I'm going to hit my draw there. Again, 20, 40, about right there is going to be my 55, so I'm going to make a dot. Okay, 7.3 times 10 is going to be 73. So again, I'm going to place my dot at where I think 73 is. So 20, 40, 60, 70 is about halfway. So I'm just going to be slightly higher than that. Again, 20, 40, 60, 73, just slightly more than halfway. I'm going to put my dot. And then I'll make that same, or make a dot now for 12.5. And I'm at a 91.2. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 90 is going to be roughly right in the middle here. That's close enough to 91. We don't have to be exact. So now I have there, I have it in purple. I'm going to insert my line. So I'm going to go grab shape. I'm going to hit my line here. I'm going to go and start at 0 again. And I'm just going to do the best I can. Go right through there. And there are my points. Okay, and it's pretty close. Okay, so what you're going to do, I have the first 2 lines on you. You're going to do the same thing for the next 3 lines. Okay, again, if you have colored pencils, that would work awesome. One other thing that you should probably always do is identify each line. There are a couple ways to doing that. I'm just going to show you with a text box here. I'm going to grab a text box, put it right here. Now I'm going to say that that is the walking person. You'll actually be able to see it. That is the walking person. No fill, no line. And there you go. So I can move this right on that line right there. There is my walking person. Okay. I can even go change my font color to match my color of my dots. And there you go. The green one is the walking person. And you can do that for each line also. Okay. So go through, plot your graph. Just again, remember all you are doing to plot your point is taking the speed of the object, whether it's the person, the horse, the car, and simply multiplying that by the time, and that will give you distance, so you'll know how far to go up on your lines. So do your best, complete this. As I said, once you get it completed, go back and answer your 5 questions. Okay. And once you have your 5 questions, you're done, and then you will bring this worksheet back into me the next time we meet in class. Okay, do your best. Have a great day.